Hello, everyone. This is the Lucy Y podcast. I'm Lucy Sims. Today is Sunday, September 24th, 2023. It's 1:46 p.m. and I'm with Rex Cobb, my uncle. He's gonna ask me questions.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
And I'm Rex, and so you're Lucy Sims. Okay. Tell us your age.
23.
23, okay. Is there anything else you want to tell us about you, just to identify you?
My real name is not Lucy.
Tell them your real name.
It's Anne.
And who are you named after?
Sims, your mom.
And? Lucille.
Sunbeam.
You were named after your aunt, or great aunt, I guess.
Lucille Sunbeam. What was her last name?
Doyle.
Doyle. Oh.
Well, Fitzgerald was her maiden name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm named after two cool people that died before I was born, but I've always felt very connected to them.
There you go. You can carry on the legacy.
Yeah.
Okay, we can start. Tell us a little about you. You're growing up and what your life was like growing up.
Where do I start?
Let's see, because you have 3 siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about them.
They're older than me. They are, Griffin's like 8 or 9 years older than me. Emma and Abby, my twin sisters, are like 6 or 7 years older than me. And then I came in the year 2000. And so, do you remember when I was born?
Yeah.
Really?
I guess you were born the day before July 4th.
Yeah, it was just planned C-section too, so I guess you all knew I was coming. I know it is hot.
It cooled down a little bit.
Yeah, that feels better. But
okay, and you've got older brother and twin sisters, older twin sisters, and you're the baby of the family.
I'm the youngest, yeah.
Did that affect you anyway, being the youngest?
Yeah.
How do you think that affected you?
It's hard to think because I wouldn't be who I am if I wasn't the youngest. So, I am who I am because I was the youngest. I always looked up to everyone else. I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess it's different. I was the middle child, so.
Yeah. So I feel for people that are the youngest in the family. Like I've connected to Stacy when she's the youngest and Faith, but I mean it's all I know. Everyone thinks that you're more spoiled, and whether that's true or not, everyone will think you are more spoiled.
Yeah, because your parents have changed their parenting style by the time the 4th one comes along.
Yeah, so that's not my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like being who I am.
Well, I think when the 1st one comes along, they feel a lot of pressure, and then by the 4th one, the pressure's gone.
That's what they were a lot more stricter on Griffin, Emma, and Abby, and that's not that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I think your older siblings kind of get mad that you get away with more, or your parents were stricter on them. I never really. I know Griffin was grounded for a long time, and I never did anything bad, so to be grounded. So, but yeah, it's kind of. I mean, you could see it as my parents were always my parents, yeah, but they were never very strict on me or anything, which I appreciate. I think they were perfect, just right, not too strict or not too lax. I knew they cared about me and loved me, and that's pretty much what you want your kids to feel like. As a kid, you want your parents to feel like they love you. Like, I never doubted that they loved me, even though their actions made me think that, but,
Do you want to be a parent one day?
Yeah.
How many kids would you like to have?
At least 4.
4?
Is what I think.
Do you think you would do something different than your parents did?
I don't know. Mom did different things for the other kids, and then for me, I went to magnet schools, a Spanish one, immersion school, and then a creative arts school, and then I went to a private school. I went to all different schools than my siblings, and
we had a variety of.
Yeah, I like how I did that. I joked about, I want my kid to go to Maxwell than Scapa and do everything I did. And that's, kind of, you have to, audition and stuff and get in.
But do you think it would have been better to stay at one kind of school the whole time or not?
I like getting a variety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like getting a variety. That's what I think. Everyone is so different, and I'm trying to think, would going to the same school your whole life for somebody, would that be good? I mean,
it depends on the kid, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it's hard. I think for me, it's all I know, and it was good.
Because with dance, you probably saw that as that wasn't going to be your life.
At some point, I did realize that, yeah. I was because I wanted to be a professional dancer. I wanted to be, a rockette at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a choreographer for a while after I realized how hard it was to be a professional dancer.
Mm-hmm.
But I started dancing before I could remember. So that's really what I've placed all my identity on. I thought I was a ballet dancer, and that's it. And then when I hated going to practice and stuff. I always didn't want to go, and Mom wouldn't. She made me go a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's almost like a calling, whether you either have it or you don't. You can't really force it on somebody.
But that's why I didn't really know myself out of dancing. I realized I didn't like going to practice all this time. My last kind of break point was doing nationals my 8th grade or freshman year, and I also not getting into dance team at Lafayette. Though I was I based my whole identity on being a good dancer, and I didn't even get into the dance team, and so that kind of, it's just if I'm not a good dancer, who am I? I didn't really know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just didn't want to dance anymore, so I couldn't go to my school anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went to Sayre. I remember doing a tour of it. I feel Mom always wanted someone. She's puts private school and country clubs and stuff to a high degree.
Do you like private schools?
I liked Sayre. I liked how it wasn't religious. I remember Dad maybe wanted me to go to LCA, and I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like it. I think.
Do you think private schools lack diversity?
Maybe you get less diversity maybe at a private school. Because it was diverse, but there were a lot more people that were rich.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I think everyone is so diverse though. I don't really just look at your skin color and money. I really look at the person. Everyone's so different.
Mm-hmm. But you don't really see that there as much, the poor people and the middle class people.
That's why I got, I knew I was diversified or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
some people that have gone to Sayre their whole life, I remember them saying they just want to like try to go to a public school like one day, and I think that would have been. They probably would have learned a lot from doing that. Like I think they probably would have been shocked because they'd never even like been to a public high school.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Might not have met anybody with the lower income.
Yeah, but I guess I really went to like the most, diverse like range of school. Mm-hmm. Like I always thought my schools were like very different. I'm like, oh, you don't learn you don't speak Spanish half the day. You don't like dance. You don't like do all this stuff. Like it, I always like it was nice.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now?
I just want to making impact on the world. Is it?
Mm-hmm. In which way? You're not sure.
Any way that comes to me.
Mm-hmm. But you don't have like a vision out there, the way you're gonna do it. You're just kind of trying to find it now.
I imagine I want to talk to people and communicate with people. I think that is the best way I can connect with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like being in person, or even being online. But I think being in person, like you get a different vibe from me, and I can like just be more.
Is there anything that in your life, if you could go back and change it, or one thing that you could change in your whole life, you would change, do differently, or?
No. Because I wouldn't be who I am if I had.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah. That's, the book Jeanette McCurdy wrote, like, I'm glad my mom died. You haven't seen that?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a big thing, like how controversial that title was and everything. Her mom was abusive and stuff, but like I wouldn't be who I am now if my dad hadn't died. So, because like when that happens, you think about like you like wish that didn't have happened, but
yeah,
I think, everything has happened exactly to get to where I am now, and I'm glad at where I am now.
That's a good thing, because you can't change those things, so you have to deal with them. It's the way you deal with them.
So when you asked about 10 years from now, like I would say have kids, but like I do want kids. I've always wanted kids. That was like my like ideal, but I feel like I need to think about like the impact I want to make on the world, because I do want to make an impact, and I know kids can deter. Like that's a huge responsibility, and I want to be like 100% in that. When I'm a mom, like I want to be 100% as a that, like kind of have my career like established, or.
But you gotta have the right spouse too.
Yeah, that too.
You wouldn't want to just have a kid with like a surrogate.
Yeah, I do. I want to have a good relationship with someone that I know it's possible.
That's really important to have the right spouse, because if you're fighting with that person, then it's going to affect the kid's life.
Yeah, that's what I'm so grateful to have witnessed my parents' relationship, because no relationship is perfect, but they really tried to like not fight in front of us, and like they really Dad would like try to squeeze Mom's butt sometimes, and it's like gross. Like all of the kids are so gross, but like hearing Mom and you all say like you've never seen Melvyn like kiss your mom, and I think it's good to see them like
affection. Yeah,
affectionate.
PDA.
Yeah, like to know that they like each other, love each other. Like that's what a marriage is and should be. Like why are you together if you don't love each other or like each other? Like you're staying together for the kids, but you're always fighting around them. So it's really selfish to stay together for.
Like, so it's a good example for you, your parents.
Yeah, that's what I've in seeing it diverse, like everyone else's parents. Like you get to learn about your parents' relationships, and I really am so blessed to have had that. Like that's probably a big reason of why I am the way I am, because of my parents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot like them.
Yeah, that's good, I guess.
As much as I love to
didn't fall
admit.
far from the tree. Yeah. Is there any books that you're reading now, or any book that you recommend for people to read?
The Bible. Like I don't like it when people force things down your throat, and I don't want to force it down anyone's throat, but like I didn't start actually like liking it or reading it until I wanted to, and then it's just when you see the things that they're trying to represent, like reading between the lines, like it's fascinating. Like you could read the same passage over and over, and it'll mean something different to you in different times of your life. Like, and I can just like open, like kind of just like trust my intuition, like open to a random page and like read it, and I'm like, wow, like this was meant for me. Like this was like this page was like, this is what I needed to hear. Like it's amazing.
Is there any edition that they should read?
Oh, like specific. I like the Good News version. Is that what you meant, the versions? Yeah. I like Good News translation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that it's easier to read, and I like it better.
Yeah, easy for people to understand.
But I think we should all like look at different versions and then compare, and then kind of learn. Like I know Griffin has talked about how what's the one with the red that the Catholics like, whatever that King James version.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about how the King James version is like the one that the Catholic or Christian church started, and like so there's so much history, and until I took like Old Testament class or at Asbury,
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot. Like even before you start reading the Bible, you should just like know like this was made like thousands of years after like the earth started, like it, and it's people are writing it, like it's not Jesus writing it. Like I never knew any of this stuff, and it's like I didn't have great times at Sunday school. I always try to avoid it, so I would always go to like big church, and it's like they already know all this stuff. I like to teach myself stuff, and Google is like fascinating, but I mean if you're not interested in it, then yeah, it's gonna, when people talk about it, you're like blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Like you don't like it, obviously, so until you're kind of like feel intuitively like you want to, then will hit you differently.
Is there any good apps for the Bible that you can use?
I never really use any apps.
I didn't know if it would help you look up something or help you.
I Google.
Just use Google.
Yeah, I Google a lot.
Mm-hmm. Is there any other books besides the Bible that you recommend?
There's, I don't know. I love, like, I'm really fascinated, like, by the topic of magic. And there was a teacher at Asbury who she's specialized in magic in the Old Testament, and it's like, I always thought magic was bad. Magic is wrong. Magic's not real. And it's like, that's not true, because in the Old Testament they used divination a lot, in magic and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, magic is a lot of times just a trick. I mean, magicians.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all an illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like alchemy and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I think, I mean, like the Bible just tells you like how important like our bodies and what we can do with them, and our words. Like our words are like magic. Mm-hmm. like spells, you could probably say. Like that's what like prayer is. Just being passionate and intentional with your words, because they do have effects. Like that's what I mean. Like our actions are important. Everything has an effect, and I think that's important to know. And like God tells us that. And I just kind of never knew, or I never saw people like practicing what they preached either. So I think that deterred me, and that deters a lot of people, because you think like everyone that goes, or you see people go to church and claim they're Christians and everything, and then you see them talk bad about people behind their back, and it's like, if that's, you say you're Christian, then you do that. So that's where we just need to focus on ourselves and like not think about other people. It's like, why am I letting that affect me? Like that's her life. Don't let me just focus on me and do what I can do. Focus on what I can control, and then let God do the rest. Right? Just have faith or trust that you're doing as much as you can.
What's your favorite or a movie or a TV show you recommend? It doesn't have to be deep.
Yeah, that's what with the other question. I like looking up. It's not like esoteric Christianity is fascinating. Like I like the esoteric, like the secretive stuff. But movie, I loved Forrest Gump. My favorite movie is Pop Star Never Stop Stopping by the Lonely Island Boys. You should watch it. It's on. I have it on my laptop. The siblings, we like to joke about it. I've seen it like a million times. It's so funny. He's like, it's like Adam Sandberg. It's just so funny. They're kind of making fun of Justin Bieber.
Andy Sandberg?
Yeah, Andy Sandberg.
Okay.
And his two friends.
Yeah, okay.
Ativa and Joava. I don't know.
I haven't seen that.
That was completely butchered, but.
Yeah. Is that a movie or a TV show?
It's a movie. Have you seen on Netflix Tim Robinson? I Think You Should Leave. You should watch that. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. That's what I'm mad I didn't know about it earlier. And Andrew sent me a bunch of clips yesterday because I told him about it.
And they said you were going back and watching Seinfeld?
Yeah, Seinfeld too.
We started at the beginning?
Yeah. I'm maybe on season 5 or something now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good show.
It is good.
I think you'll like it.
It's a better show that doesn't really glorify like drinking and bad things. Like it really doesn't. Like they do lie a lot in the show, but the episode with Griffin, like he talks about like there wouldn't be a show unless they was like conflict, like lying and stuff.
Yeah. What do you think about what do you think about politics? Do you read about much, or do you care?
Last night when I was looking through books, like I just was gravitated. I found a book about like the first kids in the White House. It was interesting. I was reading about it. I mean, I don't think there's gonna be. I mean, we need to all work together, and that's kind of hard and not possible until. I mean, I don't know. I always kind of wanted to be president. Just because I've seen all the corrupt stuff and it's messed up, and
what would you do different?
I would not do it for anything for power or for money, and I would really just want to be for the people. But I know it's hard as a president because you kind of have to do whatever not Congress, but Senator, the other thing, like you have to deal with all these people, and if they don't all agree, then can you veto stuff? I think, I don't know, there's just so many rules.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be okay with people not liking me if I know I'm doing the best for everyone or trying to.
Yeah. It's a hard job to be in politics. But
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you really have to be like, have like
thick skin.
Yeah, like I feel like I've changed a lot recently. Like when I specifically like quit the babysitting job, like I think that really made me change a lot because like I would have stayed for money, but it wasn't worth it for money. Like I know you need money to have a house and all this stuff. But I knew God, like I wasn't worth it putting myself in that situation every day.
What is it
But
that you didn't like?
They disrespected me constantly, all the time. And it was sad because like I loved them, but then they would, like I'm not their parents. They would just be different behind my back, and I'm not their parent, so. But I think it taught both of us lessons that like I shouldn't keep myself in a situation like that for what, money? No. But yeah, but I think it taught them that they can't treat people like that and expect them to stay for money, because they would always talk about how I got paid too much and how I was a terrible babysitter and stuff. So
it wasn't worth it. Testing you.
The devil was, or God was, and I felt amazing. Like I can feel when things are like the right thing for me, and that felt like it was.
It wasn't because you quit.
No, it was the right thing for me.
To quit, or just
yeah, because when I said like mom never let me quit dance or soccer or tennis, like I was constantly busy as a kid, and so were these kids I babysat. And like I didn't want them to always feel like they had to be doing something. Like I didn't even know who I was because I constantly had to go to school and then a sport after, and then I'd be tired and then go to bed, and then you do the same thing again the next day. It's like I don't even like my life, and as a kid, and it's like I felt like I couldn't enjoy it.
You think kids are over activityized or whatever? I don't know.
I think you need to have downtime to explore your creativity. Those were my favorite times as a kid, and they still are. Like when people ask me like I love just doing Lucy stuff. Like Lucy stuff, like not having a plan, but like I'm guided by my intuition to Google stuff, and I learn, and it changes. Like I write in my journal, and then I read the Bible, and like that's Lucy stuff. Is like just letting my intuition guide me, and like I don't have a plan because like I'm just letting my creativity come to me, like God come to me.
Is there any new thing you would like to learn that you don't already know?
I would like to learn more about like other people, because I think the more I connect with people and talk to people, like I learn more about myself. And like as a kid I always just wanted to be by myself because I was constantly with other people, and like I do like being by myself, but I learn when I'm with people, and I want to connect with people, because now I'm not like afraid to connect with people. I used to be more afraid because I felt like when I was with other people I couldn't be myself, and it's like I was the only one making me feel that way. I felt like people wouldn't like me if I was myself. Yeah, but I want to learn more about other people and how I can be a better like servant for God, for humanity, the earth.
Is there any group of people that you would like to find out about that you don't know currently? Join a club or join an activity that you might...
When you first asked the question, I was thinking about like politics, like if I could like infiltrate that area of society, like I think I can make differences.
Mm-hmm.
Just I think that would be fascinating.
Like, how would you do
Just talking to people and understanding that, because you can be like so trapped in like the politics wise, and then you forget about like the reason why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because like the reason why you would want to get into politics is to help humanity, right? Like why else? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what their purpose is, to like help have an order. I don't know,
Yeah.
safety, and it's to help humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people forget about that, and then they just want to climb the tower. They want people to like them. They want to please everyone, which is impossible. You should only like look to please God or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like the benefit of the people,
Mm-hmm.
instead of thinking about yourself and like how much money you can make. I don't know, or like.
Or I guess if you found a candidate that you really like, you could go work for them. Maybe
Yeah.
that'd be a good way to. You found somebody like that. I don't know who out there.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think about the social media influence on people?
I think, I mean, like before social media, like you couldn't like work with people in different sides of the country like that easily, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I think it's made it a lot easier to connect with people. I think that's amazing. I think like anything, people can abuse stuff. In, I mean, like anything,
Mm-hmm.
people can abuse it and get addicted to it,
Mm-hmm.
and that. But I mean, now you can work from your phone. Like I'm making a podcast from my phone, and anyone in the world can listen to it. Like that's pretty amazing. That's what I kind of have grown up with social media ish.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I made a Facebook in 3rd grade. But that's what, and I also got a phone in 3rd grade, and I know people will, I don't know, like I only know what it's helped for me, for such a curious little girl. Like it helped me because I didn't have to ask my parents and annoy them every time I had a question, or, and plus they don't know everything. Like I think it's nice that we can Google stuff and then see everyone's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, like in encyclopedias or like in a book, like it's just one person's opinion. Like I like seeing everything, and of course people can Google something and confirmation bias, click on the one thing that supports their idea, and they're like blah blah blah, I'm right. It's like no,
Mm-hmm.
no one's like right like that. Like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm. And was she 9? One of the girls I babysat, she was upset because everyone else had a phone in her grade and she didn't have one, and that's all she wanted. That's all she thought about, was getting a phone. And
that would change your life.
Yeah, she like thought like her life would be a million times better with a phone. It's like that's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I got one, like I was kind of like embarrassed to like bring it around because no one else had one, and like I wasn't on it at school, but I really used it to communicate with my family. Like I didn't really have friends I wanted to text or call.
Mm-hmm.
I think Grace got a phone the same time I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, just you know how people like with jewels, like someone's kid probably got sick from a jewel, and then this person's mom like had a ruined jewel for everyone. And it's like, it's not the phone's problem. It might be your kid's problem. Like, don't ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
So like, that's why I'm saying like everyone is different with the phone. Like it really helped me, and I think the TV and all that stuff, that was like my home. Like I felt connected through TV. It was like kind of like a creative outlet, but also like a separate like I don't know, I felt more connected to people when I wasn't talking to people sometimes.
Was that a real connection?
In my mind, I guess. That's kind of like when I went to go see Whitney Cummings and I like met her, and it's like I feel like I know her like very well. It's like she doesn't know me. So
yeah,
what parasocial relationships, but it was nice meeting her, and then I realized I'm like, oh, like she doesn't know me, but I can meet her. It's not like she's people in the TV box are like you can do that too. I always wanted to be an actor or something too. I thought of same with like ballerina and choreographer, but like a TV news person. Like I always wanted to be on TV or in front of the TV.
So that's the people you look up to.
Yeah.
Or you identify with.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think people glorify them.
Yeah.
And they probably shouldn't. Or look up to them and they probably shouldn't.
Same with pastors.
Yeah.
They're just like people too. That's what, when you tell someone you want to be an actor or something, they're like, you can't do that. It's like, they're not better than me. I'm just like them. Why can't I? We're all the same. If you think you can't do that, like you're the only person that's thinking that. You can do whatever you want. And so I want to help people know that. Like you can, if people look at me and think they can't do what I can do, like you can. Because I used to be very shy. And that's why I always wanted to be on TV, and I wanted the attention, but every time I got it, like I hated it because it wasn't like the attention I wanted. Or like I wasn't comfortable with myself. Like I had like a fear of being seen.
Yeah.
But now I'm comfortable with myself and I love myself, so. And you can't hide. I sing it to Josie, like, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine. I always wanted to hide my light, and it's like, that's very, like, that's my ego wanting to hide and, like, run away. And that's kind of like, I mean, God, I was born here for a reason, we all are. And if you just want to hide, like, you're just, like, wasting your light, your gift. So I have taken my, like, self-isolation time, learned about myself, and accepted myself. And now I'm okay with people seeing me. Because I feel like I could be an inspiration, because I used to be the shyest person. And now I'm not.
There you go. That's a good learning lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think when people like meet me now and they didn't know me back then, like it kind of feels weird, because I have it in my mind that I'm still a little like shy girl, but people don't see me that way. So I think we have to get outside of ourselves and recognize how other people see us, because just like learning and talking with people. I know Emma, like they would always come into my room and try to play with me, and I would just wanted to be myself, but like they saw me differently than I saw them. Like I always looked up to them, but I think they just wanted to play with me, but I don't know. I know that was like not a together thought, because it's not together, but people see us differently than we see ourselves.
That's true.
Yeah. Like people, I had never thought I was pretty, and it's like my dad and everyone would tell me I'm beautiful, and it's like, shut up, like, no, I'm not. And it's like, they think I'm beautiful, so like, why do I think I'm not? I don't know. I was so in my insecurities, like, ruled my life. And it led me into, like, wanting to give up everything. I'm like, okay, like, I am, like, so done with this self of mine. Like, I said this and felt like that, and then I, like, closed my eyes, and that's what I meditated for, like, 8 or 10 hours, and I never wanted to stop. Like, that was 2020. That really changed my life. And that's when I was like, done. Like, you kind of have to be like so done with yourself. You like don't
You have to
even.
hit bottom.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, God, just take me. And then never wanted to open my eyes again. Like, I felt like I was in heaven. I felt like I was really something. I changed. I felt like I talked to my dad at that point. Yeah, I was on my friend's porch on Kentucky Court. That really changed my life. And I didn't know how, but I felt so much freer then. I felt really free after that.
Life-changing experience.
Yeah, it really was. But it took me having to be so done with myself to get there.
Totally changed.
Yeah.
What's the biggest change you've noticed
Since then? That I'm not like I always thought someone was waiting for like someone else to come and save me, which is like ironic because like you can think of it as like Jesus Christ saving you, but it's really you saving yourself. It's the Christ within you, recognizing the Christ within you and saving yourself. Like I feel more free since then. I always felt trapped by what other people thought of me, and like relationships with guys. That's what it was, kind of like a guy that helped me get to that point. And I feel more in control and in connection. Like if I prayed, like I feel like I was just hoping someone would listen to me, but then I knew someone was. It's like I know I'm not like this. I know my words mean something. I know there's stuff I can't see. I know there's people helping me because I could have died like a million times and I didn't. And I don't know, especially with Dad dying, I was like, I know, like I've always been fascinated by mediums and stuff, like, and believed in that. So like I knew there was a connection because some of the stuff I've seen, I'm like, they can't fake this. Like I knew there was something. And being connected to your mom and like being named after her, I always felt connected to them too. Yeah.
What do you think would be different if your dad was still alive today?
I wouldn't be who I am. That's what I don't even know.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't wish him to die, but because he did.
Yeah. Like I think it was exactly like good timing. That's why was it the last podcast we talked where, because I kind of blamed it on myself because I'd started dating someone for 5 months, and I'm like, oh, I made my dad die. But I don't think he would have died if I hadn't had some like male figure in my life to kind of rely on, because I relied on Jackson after, and then when we broke up, it's like a lot of stuff with Dad popped up. It's like, oh wait, my dad is dead too, and I don't have a boyfriend. Like I got nothing. Like that was hard too because I relied on Jackson after that. And
do you think you look for a man to replace your dad, maybe?
Like I am now? Or?
No, I mean just in that sense, you know. I mean when you're.
That's because my dad and Jackson had met before, like several times, and had talked, and they, like, my dad didn't really want me with him, like didn't think he would be like a good influence, and I didn't listen to my dad, and I still stayed with Jackson. Jackson was really good at convincing me to stay with him because I really didn't even like him at first, and then he convinced me to like him and like fall in love with him, and it's like I should have just trusted my first instincts and everything, but I went along with Jackson instead of my dad. So I think I did unconsciously make him my like father figure.
Sometimes when you're in a relationship, you can't see certain things. Yeah. From the outside, they can see it clear.
Because no one showed me the type of attention Jackson did. And still, since then, no one really has.
They probably love bombing you.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's a technique.
And I didn't know what that was until like after we broke up and everything. Yeah, he did. And it makes sense, like understanding his parents' relationships and how he's grown up, seeing that, and then like how I've grown up. Like it was hard always being like siblings make fun of you and stuff, and I kind of thought that was love. So when Jackson would make fun of me and stuff, I'm like, oh, he loves me. No.
So you'll take all that into your next relationship.
Yeah, that's what. With my second relationship, we dated for 11 days, and that's what I met him, and then we like immediately started dating, and then he broke up with me kind of out of nowhere. I think he wanted me to fight for him because of his parents' relationships. Like it makes sense with that. But that's what, like, a week later, a few days later, that's when I had the meditation thing for, like, 10 hours. Like, he kind of led me. I'm like, I thought I met the most perfect man. We started dating immediately, right when we met, because we felt that immediate connection. But because of my previous relationship, like, I didn't know what, like, a healthy relationship was like. And so I didn't communicate very well. I think he thought I didn't like him, which that wasn't the truth. Like, I loved him. Like, probably, like, I already had it in our minds that we were, like, married, but he didn't.
Well, it could have scared him then if you moved too fast.
Yeah. And that's what I was very, like, absent, too, because I had just stopped hanging out. I met him the day after I stopped hanging out with my 3 friends, Grace, Faith, and Dee. So I met him literally the day after. That was just like a big change because I was like, okay, I want like a break from you all. Like they got mad at me and I wanted a break. And I had a feeling I'm like, what if I meet the love of my life tomorrow? And then I did. It was actually a Sunday. I remember like a random friend texted me to hang out, and then he came and picked me up at Melvyn's, and then I went to Kentucky Court where he lived, and then just hanging out on the front porch, and then Tripp lived at that house. He like came up, and then he asked if he could hang out with me and my friend. I'm like, yeah. And that's like, I don't know, I just felt like such a connection with him. Like it shocked me, it scared me, for someone to like love me, or like like I think he really did care about me and like saw special things in me, and I didn't see that in me, but I saw it in him, but we weren't communicating well. I would love to talk to him.
But you can take that into your next relationship.
Yeah, that's why I haven't had one since then, really.
You're not actively looking.
I mean, how do I actively look? Like go on the apps?
I guess, or organically join clubs, activities.
Yeah.
People have the same interests as you.
That's why I've had relationships. Like not like boyfriend, girlfriend, like that, like official ones. That I need to learn a lot about. Like I would give too much of myself too early, and that changes your relationship dynamic a lot. Mm-hmm. And that I think it's started a long time ago. Like me being taken advantage of, but like I thought that would make someone like me. It's like no, that's not. You need to respect yourself and your body, and like just wait. Like I think that affected a lot, and now I know that. Now I'm just not gonna like sacrifice myself for anyone else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm smarter and older. And I can't change the past. That's why have been mad at myself and like sad. I'm like, why did I let this happen so much and over again? I always thought like the person was going to change my life. This person was going to change my life. And it's like, no, I have to be that person.
Maybe as you get older, I think dating's a little harder because each person's taking baggage into the relationship.
Yeah.
And the older you get, the more you've got, the more baggage you have. So
yeah,
you take that consideration.
Yeah.
Then you might start meeting people that have kids, or that makes it hard.
Yeah. That's what your time of your life really depends. Like the work and job. That's what. When I met Trove, like I think the type of COVID was happening where like no one was working or could work. I think maybe I still was working at the restaurant, but it was just like a weird time, and so I think like I need to establish myself too before I get with someone. Like I just living with mom at that time, like there was nothing I wanted more than to just like have my own place and stuff. So like my home life wasn't like established. Like that was all chaotic. So.
Yeah. So what is your dream person like?
I want someone to be very supportive of me.
And you supportive of them?
Yeah, because Jackson wasn't very supportive of me or the things I liked or the things I did. Like, not at all, kind of. Yeah, I want someone to I want someone to recognize my intelligence, or just like more than my body or my beauty or anything. I want someone to recognize me for my brains, and that to be able to connect on like an intellectual, like philosophical level. Like I want to do that with someone. That's why I liked that about Trip. Like we connected on like the way we saw life a little bit. We could have talked about it more, but yeah. Jackson, I remember him telling me he was Catholic, but it's like just because your dad went to Lexington Catholic doesn't mean like I just want to connect with someone. Like I want our lives to like both. I want to grow together too. Like me and mom have been talking about how like I think mom and dad were best friends, and then some people aren't best friends with their spouse, and I want to be best friends with my spouse.
So you can grow together. Yeah,
I want someone supportive, like a best friend. I want someone to like want to be a father. That's also a big thing, because not everyone wants to or is passionate about that. I want someone to want to have at least 4. And yeah, someone to be passionate about like wanting to teach your kids the things you didn't know as a kid.
That's true.
Yeah, to like,
be a good thing.
Because being a mom and a dad is a huge role. And I think people get forced into it too early. Not forced, but like they do.
Accidents.
Yeah. Like it can happen earlier where the career in life isn't established, and that's what I want someone where I want to create a home with someone. Like a safe, nurturing home. Like when you walk into the home, you feel safe. I want our kids to feel safe with us. Like, I really want someone supportive of me.
Yeah, your career and your life.
Yeah, because I've never really. I thought about it earlier. Like, I feel like my dad is really proud of me. And I don't think I could be doing this now if my dad was still, like, in this chair. I feel like he's in this chair with me somewhere, or, like, watching me, but I think he would be proud of me.
It's good.
I want someone to like nurture my creativity.
Yeah. You think that's your strength, your creativity?
I think it's everyone's strength.
Some people aren't as creative as others.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the art that helps you.
Yeah. I feel like everyone can make art. Though. That's what I told Mom yesterday. I'm like, I think like the stuff Abby, my mom, Mel has made. Like I think I like all of the stuff you all make more than me. I really do. Like I don't think my stuff is like great. I like doing it. It's fun, but like I like seeing what other people make more than me.
You gotta decide who you're gonna make it for.
Yeah.
Yourself or other people.
Yeah. That's what I guess the way I like to paint. Maybe I do it more as like a therapy thing, because it's like I don't have a plan in mind, so it's like whatever just comes out. Like I'm not thinking about it too much.
Yeah, because if you did it to try to make a living, you'd have to make it for other people, not yourself.
Yeah, so I've painted that big 9x5 painting with spray paint, and I painted a big thing for Emma and Andrew, and it was harder. Like it's a different mindset, because I'm like, oh, this is to hang up at Emma and Andrew's house. That means like a lot of people will see it. So that was harder, and the 9x5 painting was harder because I'm like, people are gonna see this. Like the other stuff, I don't think other people are gonna see, or I don't care. Like it's just for me.
What's your favorite piece of art you've ever made?
I have a couple things that are my favorite. I think they're all at Allied, actually. I put them in the office at Allied. And they're actually the ones where I felt like I was like angry or upset with like I had something to work through with the painting. Yeah. 57. But that's why I was upset, and then after I painted, I felt immediately better. Like my teacher had the like one thing I'm thinking of. He was like, "How did you do that? Like what is your process?" And I'm like, "Man, I can't tell you. I was just upset, and then I felt better after."
Just came out.
Yeah, but I really love that painting. I was upset because of a boy.
Can we take a quick break?
Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
Okay, Lucy, a question. What would today Lucy tell 10-year-old Lucy?
To like stop thinking about yourself so much and just do what you came here to do. Stop letting fear hold you back, because fear is like all the devil. Like it's all within you. Like. Yeah.
Is there any kind of a life hacks you want to tell your listeners? Something you figured out that you don't think everybody knows?
If you really want to change your life, I mean, start being okay with being by yourself. Close your eyes and like just breathe. Like start to have like working on your regular breath, and if you really want to like make like fast big changes, like one summer, like after that 10-hour meditation, like I filled out like 30 journals of affirmations. Like I would Google like like morning affirmations, like feel good ones. Just Google any type of affirmations, light worker affirmations, anything like that. And I just constantly wrote it down, and it changed my brain. It I am happy like a million times over, and you will start to become happy.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, fake it till you make it. It really is. I think like saying it out loud, seeing you write it, your hands writing it in a journal, and it, like how I was saying how important our words are, I think that really changed a lot of lives. Like I started to become confident, and I really wasn't, like it was just fascinating how it worked. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's all it took.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like me just wanting to work on myself instead of focusing on everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But learning to be okay with yourself, I see not a lot of, or just people could work on that. And it will change your life. Like, if you're not okay with being by yourself, like, who's going to be okay with being with you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Be the person you want to date.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, meditation changed my life. And it's not, it kind of takes work. Like, it's not going to be, like, easy. But that's, like, what it's learning. It's connecting with God, like, being by yourself, connecting with the God within you, and like that's what it is.
You're gonna be
breath is important.
You're gonna be a new aunt for 2 more kids here soon.
I know.
Are you gonna be the cool aunt?
Scarlett or Stella is gonna come on Wednesday. I'm hype.
Scarlett or Stella?
Yeah, we don't know yet. Or it could be a completely different name. Maybe Lucy.
How about Emma's?
She likes the name Emmy. She also likes the name Lucy, she says. But I don't think she's going to use Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
I like Emmy.
But that'd be too close to her name, though.
But she likes that name.
Junior.
She wants it to go with Josie, Zoe, Lucy, like with a Y.
Uh-huh. There you go.
I'll take it. I was named after 2 lovely... Apparently they were cool, they were funny, they were joyous, they were like lights. Like that's me, and I need to honor them. That's what being named after someone is. I think it's I mean, we live up to our names. Like, our names are important. The Bible talks about how important our names are.
Mm-hmm.
You're named after someone too, and didn't you always feel connected to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
If you could
special.
choose anywhere in the world you wanted to visit, where would it be?
I want to go everywhere. I think Thailand is a cool place. I haven't been to Europe. So Europe, Australia, China, India. I want to go everywhere.
Do you think you want to stay living in Lexington, or would you some other place you'd want to move to?
Family. I do like Lexington.
With the family?
Wherever my family is. I would love to have be able to travel, but this be like my home base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, if I had a vacation home, it would be cool to have one in the mountains. I love mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom's already got a beach house, so I don't need that. But family is very important to me. Like, when everyone tells me to go away for college, like Mom, she wanted me to go out of state, and everyone tells me to leave, but my family, this is why I'm here, is for my family, to be closer. Like how Mel has moved farther away, and now we feel like we don't know him. Like, that would be me. You all wouldn't know me you all barely know me when I live here, so I know.
Then you might not know all your nieces and nephews.
Yeah, like that's important to me. And I think when you die, you realize how important your family is.
Mm-hmm.
So I've thought about that.
Yeah.
And it's important to me. You will help me know who I am.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Cause sometimes I don't even know who I am or anything, and then I start thinking about oh, I got siblings, I got aunt, uncle, I got a granddad. That helps me understand who I am.
How long do you think you'll live? Do you think you'll live to be old?
I feel like I will die in an unexpected way, but I think I will at least have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe see their kids.
What's your mission in life?
What's my mission?
No, I mean, I said to have kids and know their kids.
To see their kids, that would be cool. It just feels kind of in so long. It's crazy.
Your dad never got to see his grandkids.
Yeah. He never got to see any of us walk down the aisle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he definitely did above.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think about it. I'm like, I don't know. It's just weird because I really wouldn't be who I was if he had died. Like, imagining him walking me down the aisle. Like, I feel like less mature when I imagine that. I'm like, I feel like I would still be like a baby. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But without him there and me knowing he's still with me but not there, like, I feel more mature knowing that.
Yeah, I guess you can't wish for the things that you don't have.
Yeah. So I really grabbed on to Jackson because my dad had met him. And I'm like, oh, I want my dad to have met the person I'm going to marry. And I am okay with... Because now I'm going to be more in my head. I'm like, how does my dad think about this person?
About that, yeah. That's true. He can stay with you the rest of your life.
Yeah, because I ignored him when he didn't like Jackson. But now I'm not going to. That's what Trip, my second boyfriend, was a drummer. And I know my dad liked music. And I'm like, oh, my dad would like you. He would love talking to music with you all the time. And it's like, there's more to... I have to... Like, cool, he's into music. Like, how was he as a husband or, like, a partner? Melvyn, make an appearance. You want to say anything? What is your politician viewpoint? Political viewpoint.
We know his viewpoint. We don't have to ask him. But, I don't understand about the Trip. So, yeah, he was a musician, so...
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
So the only problem with that would be you wouldn't have a stable life.
Yeah. I know those babies.
Yeah. They'd always be traveling, and it'd be hard to set up a family that way.
Yeah. I also want a job where I can travel, ideally. I think that would be cool. Like, to travel, and that's my job. Like, that's what I want.
But then that might keep you single then.
That's why it'd be nice to, like, have my career kind of, like, established. Like, I have some money, and then when I have kids, like, I don't have to be working every day. Like, if I could travel once a month or once a week and have my husband watch my kids, or have my kids come with me. Like, I don't know if it was a comedian or, like, a TED Talk. I saw someone, like, bring their kid on stage, and I'm like, oh, you can bring your kids wherever you work with. Like, if I'm on comedian, I would want to bring them on stage. I don't know.
Be hard, I guess.
Yeah.
Give them a stable life.
But Emma was talking about, like, the Joe Jonas and Sophie thing. She was working on a TV show somewhere far away, so the kids were with Joe where he's touring, because he's kind of not working most of the day, and then the concerts at night. And they have nannies kind of anyway, but I don't know if people were upset with her. I don't know, but just, he was a musician and he found a way to watch the kids because they are more performing at night. So
that's true. So you don't think it would affect your career?
That's what when I was with Trip, he dropped out of school because we were both, like, I was telling him I was dropping out and how, like, you don't need a college degree. And I'm like, I was telling him, I'm like, especially as a musician, you don't need a college degree. And he hasn't gone back to school since, I don't think.
How's his music career going?
I don't know. He doesn't really talk to me. I've tried.
It's a hard life.
Yeah. But he worked at Columbia's too. That's why I started working there, to kind of be around him more. I like delivery driving too. I like driving. but that was definitely, I knew they needed more workers, and I'm like, oh, I'll do it. Telling my other friend that, and that's what I kind of never, I forgot Trip was kind of upset when I started working there, and I had to, like, text him or tell him, because apparently, like, he was very mad and upset that I was working there, and it's like, I can do whatever I want, first of all, but second of all, I'm like, okay, I think I told him, like, maybe I should have talked about it with you before, but...
Well, you can always look back on
it was just funny.
it. Yeah.
But, oh, he's written a book, and he has it, like, a published book. I saw it one time. I texted him. I feel like he said he was still working on it, like making another copy, so I don't know. I think so. I want to read it.
Mm-hmm.
The title.
Dedicated to you.
Yeah, I want to read it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I still. That's why I love Trip and Jackson. I really do. They're always going to be a part of my story, and they've changed my life a lot. So I love everyone too. Like, I feel like someone the other day asked me if I was, like, upset with anyone or annoyed with anyone or have any grudges. I'm like, no, not at all.
Okay, maybe we can wrap up this episode and we can do more some other time.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yep, we found out all about Lucy.
Yeah.
The real Lucy.
There's more.
There's your child barking there.
Yeah.
Your child wants you.
Let me tend to my baby. Little baby.
Okay, it was good. We had fun.
Yeah, it's 3:02 p.m. That was fun. Thank you, Rex. This was a good idea. This was impromptu. I did not expect to talk like this. So this was like a therapy session for me, so thank you.
We found out the real Lucy.
Yeah, I stopped taking my medicine this week, so it's nice to just get used to it. Yeah. Okay, bye, people.
Bye.
All love level. 303. Nice.